Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking on the Doretta D. Rose report. I may have to do 2 reports today. Never know, I got a lot of news here, so I better get started then. Kia Stevens, also known as Awesome Kong, who officially parted ways was at TNA in March, I guess, has not been offered a contract. I say not been offered a contract by World Wrestling Entertainment. So says the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Kong, it kind of suggests that WWE officials, the officials feel that she's mentally unstable given the nature of her departure from TNA and a story of an attempted suicide. So I would like to see somebody from WWE go up to Awesome Kong and tell her that they think she's mentally unstable. I think it'd be a good story. Regarding the future of Sting in TNA, his current deal with TNA ends at the end of the year, and the situation is similar to what's been going on for probably about the last 3 years now. Get towards the end of his contract, Dixie gets all hyper and everything, and all just begs him, "Oh, please stay with us another year," you know. And he ends up signing for another year. It's said that Sting's never been interested more than he is right now on you know, the money and everything, because the TNA schedule is great, and of course the money's good there. So if he leaves TNA, though, he's expected to be invited to WWE Hall of Fame next year in Atlanta. Sources close to Sting says that the spot with WWE won't be a factor at all in his decision to stay with TNA if he does. And he's not someone who cares, you know, that much about the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's nice to be acknowledged and by your peers and everything. So, all right, this is unbelievable. Former TNA knockout, which is hard to say on that knockout, ODB, has been in Hollywood lately trying to make connections there, and she's gotten a makeover in an attempt to make herself look more glamorous. It says more glamorous, so apparently she was already glamorous. I don't know. Anyway, Jeff Jarrett met with the AAA officials in Mexico last week about doing some more talent exchanges. TNA offered Zorro a contract. Yes, Zorro. And anyway, he's expected to be in the new stable with Abyss. Dixie Carter apparently saw some tapes of Zorro and liked him. I like Wonder Woman myself. I would probably sign her. But maybe that's a little bit of taste of who's coming, or they are coming, that Abyss keeps carrying on about. Alright, TNA is interested in bringing back Jack Evans and Extreme Tiger. Jarrett is looking to bring home some more high flyer luchadors to TNA. Of course, AAA is looking to bring in Motor City Machine Guns. WWE has discussed trying a 20th anniversary of the debut of The Undertaker with November's Survivor Series. One idea that's been discussed is a Bared Live match between Kane and Undertaker. And there's been some talk about it being Undertaker's final run with the company, and they wanted him to conclude his career with a longtime manager, Paul Bearer, by his side. Which I think would be a great deal, but because 20 years, 20 wins, I know it's going to be just 19 if he wins this year, but 20, just round it off to 20, unless his health is, you know, bad. Anyway, regarding WWE's overall reaction to less than stellar TV ratings in the recent week, many are not worried. However, a number of people are butting heads over the company's creative direction through the end of the year, as well as to the, you know, with certain characters also. While nobody expects Nexus to be disbanded, it's been noted that the faction merchandise sales have been poor, and WWE officials expect the group to get over as anti-heroes. But its merchandise has failed significantly, and they'd like to do something about it. By the way, I looked up last year's rating on Raw. Of course, they were against NFL back then, too. Last year, it was 3.7. And they did like a 2.37, I think, this week. So they're down a whole point. Well, the year before, though, not sure who played, you know, that week, the year before. But anyway, the year before, they did a 2.7. Not the same as this year. So really, it always goes down, but it's not horribly down from last year. I mean, from 2 years ago. So like I say, it just probably depends on the two teams that's playing. And the week before, or rather the week after this week, 2 years ago, they did a 3.05. So it hasn't changed too much. So I don't know about getting too excited. All right, when the NXT Season 2 winner was initially signed, Rey Mysterio, well, they're talking about Cavill. They're thinking about Cabal, or whatever you want to call him. They're thinking about having him turn heel and feud with Rey Mysterio early next year. And Rey was one of the people who pushed for the program, with him. However, the injuries of both wrestlers kind of derailed potential plans for a while. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat still recuperating from a capillary burst in the brain in his home in Charlotte, North Carolina. When WWE Hall of Fame returns to work, he's expected to assume the role in Florida Championship Wrestling as a trainer. NFL is real picky on their concussions now, and as soon as the helmet's gone, man, if somebody gets hit, with the helmet off, they'll have him off the side of the, having the well, I don't know if it's referees, but medical people take it, making sure he's not double visioned or something like that. So concussions is getting to be a major role in a lot, and it's a wonder that UFC hasn't been that way. And I wanted to bring this up. Whenever you go to wrestling events, you see individual people having Cena stuff on, Orton, Nexus, whatever, merchandise on. You never see anybody with WWE stuff. I'm fairly sure they sold, but I don't know whether people are just not proud of WWE now, or they want people to know that they watch it or what. But they had UFC in town maybe about a week ago. All over downtown, just about everybody in that whole place had a black shirt, white letters, saying "tap out," knowing they're talking about UFC. So they're not with the individual people, they're with the company. That company is what they're promoting with the tap out. You don't see that that's just kind of strange with WWE and our wrestling fans. Anyway, WWE pushed Jericho versus Randy Orton as their first encounter in a singles match on Monday Night Raw. That's incorrect. July 5th, 2004 Raw episode. Orton pinned Jericho following interference from Batista. And believe it or not, old Pee Wee Herman is taking time off from performing on Broadway in the Pee Wee Herman show to come out to the Nassau Coliseum, where he is sure to make some friends and create some chaos for WWE, is what they're saying. Never such mayhem has been caused on Monday Night Raw by a man with a red bow tie. Pee Wee Herman will turn Raw into his playhouse on November 1st. That is going to be kind of strange. Bobby Lashley says he'll fight Batista, but Batista wants $500,000 for the fight. For his first fight. Of course, he might be a good draw. Hernandez is not on hand for TNA events in the recent week because he's on loan to AAA promotion and due to the talent exchange I was telling you about. Management has kind of lost faith in pushing him as a single star because of his in-ring work has not progressed at the rate they feel that it should have. TNA Wrestling has announced that Bound for Glory is scheduled for Sunday, October 10th. It's going to be available in high definition on DirecTV satellite systems if you have it. If you don't have it, you won't see it. Kurt Angle's fiancee, believe it or not, Giovanna Yanati, and apparently she's been naughty, has announced on her Twitter account that she and Kurt are expecting a child. I hope that means she's pregnant and not just expecting somebody to show up. WWE's Raw and SmackDown, now on NBC Universal, his own TV stations, by the way, is expected to do a lot more cross-promotion between the shows. WWE may do something like an angle on Monday night that leads into a Friday show, or at least promote SmackDown on Raw. So they may have something just continue, a feud right over into SmackDown, so they'll be feeding each other viewers. Could work. Ain't gonna hurt. I better get off here. If I got any more news here, I'll see if I got another 10 minutes worth. I'll be back on here later. Hey, thanks for clicking. I gotta go.